Okay, hi everybody. So yes, it does say I'm live now. I was having a little trouble. I'm trying all new things this year at home forecasting. But I love what I'm doing as a forecaster. So here I go. We have landfall coming up really soon here in the next hour or two. Wind gusts, they are going to be up to 120, 130 miles per hour. If you ask me, that's what I have been forecasting. This European model is showing very similar right there. I'm going to go ahead and get some other real-time data for us too here. But the good news was we did see the decrease in wind speeds ahead of landfall because of the cooler waters. So I'll go ahead and check if there's any tornadoes active right now. That was one thing I'm worried about today. Throughout the day, that is definitely going to increase in possibility. So not showing any yet, which is good news. So this is going to be mostly like all the way from New Orleans, tornado threats going into tomorrow, even through Georgia. And so if you hear the background noise, I'm actually watching a live feed. This is Jock Williams on Facebook, and he's driving through and doing an intercept, getting real-time data for tornado warnings, and we'll see what happens there. So far, it's not looking good with damage left over still from Hurricane Laura. So the good news here is this is not as strong. That was a Category 5. This is a Category 2. And now, after I play this loop, I'm going to show the hurricane hunters. See what they've been finding out through their last flights. So no more eye wall here, no defined eye wall. That's a good sign that not only has it weakened, but it will continue to weaken. So these bands here, this is what we will be watching out for with the severe weather in the hours coming throughout the day, into the night, all the way through Alabama. Now, winds, to get an idea of where the storm is going to be moving, before I look at anything else, I want to get a bit of a projection on forecast track. So these are the upper level winds, and this spot now shows us what's going on right now. So we have a tight circulation, even just a little bit up in the atmosphere, about 1,000 meters or so, or feet, excuse me, and 1,500, we're at 700 millibars. We're looking at that things are starting to turn north a little bit by Shreveport. There's a different flow of the air, so that's a good sign. 500 is even more enhanced, and I'll zoom out to show what's really going on here, larger scale. So we have parts of Delta that were drifting up across the southeast the other day through Tennessee, and it started to dry out. So those are signs that, yes, it is starting to pull away with these upper levels. And then when we go even higher to the jet stream, we can see that some jets are present. And pretty soon here, Delta will be swept away with one. So there'll be some disorganization continuing throughout today. And then that's going to decrease the intensity, but also drop maybe some extra tornadoes around these areas where we see a lot of different wind speeds with different heights. So in that case, if it was different colors, different directions in this whole region, that's what I'll be watching out for. And of course, the storm motion will change. So as it moves up, that region of difference will also move with it. So moving ahead, I'm really concerned about these areas for some severe weather, just little tiny bits here and there, not some huge outbreak, but more than we would normally see with this type of storm is what I've been forecasting. And landfall Friday afternoon. So here we go with their time, central time there is just putting this a couple hours away from landfall at 2 p.m. on this model, which right around what I've been expecting here too. So unfortunate news, since this place has just, this area has been getting hit one after another. But the better news here is this is not as bad as Laura was, but tons of tarps on the roofs there still. So that's what we're seeing in the live feeds. And I'm going to take a break from this right now. I wanted to check in before I got started with getting my green screen prepared for today and just see where we were at. 'Cause I just woke up here in Hawaii. So I'll go to the hurricane hunters first, though. And then start setting up for some different lives. So I don't want the text. There's one, it's Tropical Tidbits. That's so great here. Tropical Tidbits with the aircraft reconnaissance. So this is the Hurricane Hunters mission number 20. They have data here. One of the easier ways to look at this, in my opinion, is just color codes. And then looking near the center. The strongest winds normally are in the northeast portion, which would be here, but for different reasons, this storm's actually been lagging. It's the stronger as they've been in the right dead in the center to a little bit south, actually. So here we see that pale pink that goes up to 113 miles per hour. Now that's just over the threshold for Category 3, which is 111 miles per hour. So pretty soon here we'll see this downgrade. I believe it has already, and that the flight data will catch up. This might have been the older, an older run, because they'll come in, intercept, and go in different triangles. So as time goes on, we'll get a number 21 and be seeing that I'm sure things will continue to decrease to a Category 2 landfall. And I hope everybody stays safe. Be aware of the radar, which is something that I'm going to be touching on later. The radar and paying attention to gust fronts it could really save lives. So in storms like these, when people are preparing and maybe evacuating even to other regions, maybe they have friends in Alabama and Montgomery, somebody here who left Iowa, Louisiana, but not thinking about all these little cells of storms. And a lot of people say go west, of course, in this region anyhow. It's wise to travel west, but these little storm cells, if somebody does happen to be here, they can produce major gust fronts, especially, I'll zoom in here by Dothan. This is one of the more populated regions of a rural area. So these reds are, they're the more torrential downpours, larger droplets. They have higher cloud tops usually, can produce more lightning and thunder, but that is embedded in this model and not showing up right now. However, when these differences occur, the front of this is going to be very windy. So Ozark at that point should have been feeling the wind blowing for a good minute or so. Depending on how long the storm is, this could be a few seconds of a wind gust up to like a whole minute, which, in that case could be considered sustained, but it's still all part of a gust front of this storm. So just watch out for those, because then once they get larger, and you start to see them coming onto shore more like this. The one that is now just south of Pensacola also has torrential downpours embedded in it and is widening. So that linear structure, that can help drive the storm's energy and motions into rolling, which can then, of course, roll the other way vertically and cause tornadoes or water spouts. So that's something that we'll be watching out for, especially here. What I've been one of my biggest concerns here. And then when it does come to lightning, since I touched on that, it's been embedded around that more strong portion of the storm I talked about, which is oddly enough right now, the east and southeastern quadrant of the storm in the Gulf is the stronger part right now. So that's unusual. We're still showing, Category 2 everywhere, but I'm certain that very soon here, we're going to be seeing that change. So I hope everybody's having a good morning. And if you're in that area, please be somewhere safe, have good plans, or at least your favorite weather person to make sure that you know how to get the warnings too, and just in case there's one of those random tornadoes near you. All right, so have a great day, and I'll be back on live later on, hopefully with the green.